50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Elvis, you know it's bowl season here, and that call just makes me this much closer to bowl season. Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 346. Today is December 16th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me is our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing this morning, kid?
Still, I'm doing great. You know, we're live. We got football on Saturday, not just college football, people, but NFL.
We got a little better too.
We got a loaded NBA slate, and Dill, I know you enjoy. You already discussed it, but it's a big event tonight. Dill, it's gonna be a great Saturday. Let's get into it.
It'll be a great weekend. We got Hey, and it all started last night with the problem child, first round knockout by our boy Jake.
The problem child, got it.
I love it. But yeah, great episode for you guys today. We'll recap what the fuck happened in Las Vegas. We got bowl season, first couple of bowls. I think 7 bowl games this weekend. Week 15 in the NFL starts not tomorrow, but 3 games today, which honestly, Elvis and I were talking about it. We like this games today more than Sunday. We got plays for all of week 15, and then we'll end on the hardwood. 22 games in a row for the Pistons. The Diamondbacks won game 2. That was the last time the Pistons won. The Diamondbacks have a win before the Pistons have a win. And it's not even baseball season anymore. That shit's crazy. But Elvis, let's talk about the abomination of a game on I'm sorry the under didn't hit.
Oh, my God.
The under had no chance where they put up 42 points in the half. 42-0 at half. The final score is 63. Yes, 63. The Las Vegas Raiders put up on the Chargers to 21. I mean, I tweeted at halftime. I said, this has to be the end of Brandon Staley. I mean, how much can the Chargers take at this point? I mean, let's start with the Raiders because I think we had a lot to talk about moving forward with the Chargers. So Aiden O'Connell, man, put up 4 touchdowns, over 240 yards. He had a hell of a game. He was only sacked once. Zamir White, he ran the ball pretty well, 17 carries for 69 yards. He got in on the touchdown action. Devontae Adams, 101 yards. My boy Michael Meyer, he went over. He got a touchdown as well. Jacoby Myers had a nice touchdown grab as well. Overall, great performance. And this Vegas team, 6-8, they're in the hunt.
Yo, Dill. Oh, my people, that's Dylan's favorite 3 words, in the hunt. So I just laugh. I apologize for that. But, you know, Dill, you got to give the credit to the Raiders, not just for the win, but the 4-day, 3.5-day turnaround. You saw this team offensively. You know, defense is fine. You know, defense was playing at a high level since Antonio Pierce took over. But this offense, let's just go back 5 days ago, Dill. Well, 6 days ago now. That team, that offense was held to 0 at home against, you know, I'm going to just say a decent Minnesota team. We know the Chargers defense. It's okay. You know, at times they could get after the quarterback deal, but with that offensive explosion, I didn't expect that. You know, you got to give credit to the coaching staff. You got to give credit to the rookie. You know, the numbers ain't crazy deal, but 4 touchdowns, basically all in the first half. Like you said, Jacoby Myers even got an action. My boy Jacoby Myers, Super Bowl champ, former college quarterback. So he's a little comfortable in the backfield deal. So he could throw it, he could catch it. You know, Devontae Adams had a huge game. Like you said, your boy Myers had a couple great catches. That rookie Tucker went off for 2 touchdowns. He had himself a day, Dill. It was just an offensive explosion by the Raiders. And like you said, I was on the under. If you would have told me the Raiders are going to score, I'm going to just say 35-plus points, I would have thought you were under the influence of something. Something definitely strong. This team put up 63. They had 2 defensive touchdowns, you know, 1 strip 6, an amazing pick 6. Honestly, but maybe the pick 6 of the year. I think it was a great play. Yeah, you just got to give Raiders credit not just for the dominating win, but for the 4-day turnaround. We saw how bad that offense looked Sunday, and one of the best performances all year.
They were running trick plays on the Chargers defense. And this is a Charger defense that, on
It's
paper,
respectable.
it's respectable, but I mean, Brandon Staley's calling the plays. They had to get rid of him. They fired him. They fired the GM, which I get. I mean,
the GM, go.
He hired him as well. They even relieved the run game coordinator and defensive line coach as well, Jay Rogers. They're cleaning house. They tried to name Kellen Moore interim, but he declined it. So they named JoJo Warren as the interim GM for the rest of the season. And the head coach as well. They named Jeff Smith. So
shout out them.
Yeah, they got the job for right now. But man, what went wrong? Like not just this game, because I guess this game was an outlier, like 5-9 now. And we had Danielle Avari on, and we were talking about this could be a 11 win team, because last year they underachieved and they still made the playoffs, but they lose the first two in the first two games of the season against the Dolphins, the Titans. Then they lose against the Cowboys, the Chiefs. Then they lose 3 in a row against the Lions, Packers, Ravens. Then they lose another 2 in a row to the Broncos and Raiders. And even in their wins, they don't look good. Like they beat the Patriots 6-0. They beat up against a bad Viking team early in the season. Like what went wrong with this team?
Dude, to be honest, it was just a bad coaching job. We saw it from the get. Like we saw how bad that defense. We know the names on it. Remember, they had J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Derwin James was healthy. And they got flat out ran out the building week 1 against Miami at home. First game of the season, you're supposed to show out, and you had high expectations still. From the get-go, the defense was definitely an issue. Justin Herbert, I'm not going to say he regressed, but to be honest, though, he's not living up to the new contract he got. To be honest, He didn't have – he's getting paid top 5. You should have a top 5 season, and frankly, he didn't even have a top 10 season, Bill. So I think it's a little bit with Justin Herbert and a lot with the coaching staff, just because, they're one of the defense, like you said, on paper – pretty damn solid. But still, you got some of these teams, putting up a ton of points. Started week 1 Miami. Now you got the fucking Raiders putting up 63 on you as well. It was time to go for Stanley, Dill. We saw, this conversation for weeks now. To me, they held on to him a little too long, a year too long, if you ask me, especially after that fucking, 24-point comeback in the playoffs last season. So I just feel like, with the Chargers, just need a fresh head start. And hey, Dill, maybe my boy Bill.
I was just going to ask that. Thank you, because I think that would be a good fit. Now, rumors have been circling, he after that London loss or the Germany loss or wherever they played in Europe, that, they kind of agreed within the house that he might not come back. These are all rumors. I want to wait till the facts come out, but it's just hard to imagine Bill coaching anywhere else. I did think maybe the Redskins were a possibility. He has connections down at the Naval Academy. His father coached there. I was thinking maybe there they need a coach. But then the Chargers open up, and he loves a quarterback. I think with him, Kellen Moore, I think it would be a good fit. What do you think there? Do you think Bill and possibly could go out west?
Personally, I think so, just because it makes sense. Like you said, you got the quarterback there. He's already on the contract. Bill don't need to worry about a quarterback for the next, 4 years. So you got Justin Herbert. You got Keenan Allen. I know Keenan Allen is an aging wide receiver, but he's still a stud. You got Mike Williams coming back. You have Austin Eckler. I know he's on a franchise tag, hoping they could get a deal done. But, you got promises out the backfield. And then defensively, Dill, like you said, like we just agreed on, they have a pretty good defense. It's just the scheme of it is not working. Something's not going on. And who could definitely fix that with
Bill.
Still having Khalil Mack in there, Joey Bosa in there? Bill Belichick, Dill. So to me, it'll be the perfect fit. Think about it, Dill. Is it anywhere you want to end your career? It's going to be LA. Nice weather, good brand new stadium, young, fresh team. Why not, ride it out there for a couple seasons and try to win a Super Bowl there?
I also think the reason the GM was fired as well, he's hired 3 head coaches and nothing really materialized. He secured Khalil Mack. He got JC Jackson, winded up giving him back. Defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph Day, Morgan Fox, but none of these guys really did anything for the defense. They had one of the best NFL rosters, but it was just a letdown week in and week out. And then, you know, he was the general manager for 11 seasons. He's hired 3 head coaches. He's had only 2 playoff wins. He had a decade to try to make the Chargers a winner, and he failed. It's just that simple. That's the blunt truth. He failed at it, and he had to go. I understand why fire someone week 14, but it is what it is. I mean, if I'm an owner and I've had enough, enough's enough. Like, I don't want to. They were embarrassed on Thursday night. You know what I mean? You can't be embarrassed against a team that you just beat a few weeks ago. And you didn't just lose. It's how you lost. You got blown out the door. You know what I mean? So I actually like the fire. And I think it was time. I thought they were actually going to fire him a few weeks ago. But now after this historic loss, he had to be let go. But yeah, it was a crazy game. I go 1-0. I only had the 1 player prop. So 1-0 to start week 15. How did you do? Anything else besides the under?
Devontae Adams went over by a mile, deal. I knew something had to give, so that's why I took a flyer on Devontae Adams, so that cash. But the under, I thought that was the right side. But we go 1-1, deal. Not, we're not hurting. We're not hurting 1-1 to start the week, deal. Let's finish strong.
Yeah, let's finish strong. Before we get into all the action, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching a jam-packed NFL Saturday, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, E. Let's start with the bowl games. I only have a few that I kind of like for this weekend. Do you want to start? Do you have any action this week?
Yeah, I got one play. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I love this team from the start. UCLA taking on Boise State. Few weeks ago, people, game was basically out of pick 'em. The line was at -1.5. Boise State, I took them at +110. Money started coming in at UCLA. The line jumped to +5.5, +184 on the money line. Do I think Boise's still live? You damn right I do. Give me a sprinkle on +185, 184 on the money line, deal. But you got to take the +5.5 here. I think Boise is the right side. I think they are the better team. But UCLA, they got some dogs, still. They got some dogs. But a neutral site, give me Boise State +5.5.
I'm going to start with the first one. Starts at 11 a.m. over here on the East Coast, down by our good friend Joey D, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Give me Georgia Southern. Excuse me, I almost said Georgia State. Georgia Southern -3 against Ohio. A lot of opt-outs for Ohio. I just think Georgia's used to playing. They play Coastal Carolina. They played at this field before, where Ohio, they've never done this before. So a little familiarity here with Georgia Southern. I'm going to lay the 3. I think that's a very small spread. So I'm going to lay it there for my first game. Anything else for you, kid?
No, though, that's it. I like the Apache State, -6.5. I'll lean that, deal, just because I feel like they're the right side. But other than that, I didn't want to force too much, So I stuck to one of the teams I already know is Boise.
I'm going to go 12 o'clock here on the East Coast. Howard taking on Florida. Give me Florida Atlantic -6.5. This team is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think 13-1, 11-1, the Florida A&M Rattlers against the Howard Bison. And how is the number only 6.5? Well, it's at 7 right now, opened up at 5.5. I just don't see this one go. I think the spread should have been at least double digits. So give me Florida A&M, the Rattlers -6.5. We'll continue. We'll take on the Jacksonville State, in the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I'm going to take Jacksonville State on the money line, -110. They're a -2-point favorite right now, neutral site. Another game where I just think they're a much better team. Quarterback play is way better. And, I just think they're the much better team. So money line, I'm going to take them. Going to go Appalachian State and Miami of Ohio. Give me Miami of Ohio +6.5. I think it's a little too many points here on a neutral site. Miami of Ohio, they've won their division 11-2. And now they're going up against Appalachian State, who's 8-5, and they're the favorite. Don't know about that. So give me Miami of Ohio. I just think it's too many points. So give me Miami, Ohio. And then the last one tonight, Texas Tech and the California Bears. Texas Tech has fucked me so many times this season. I cannot take them. Give me Cal +3. I think Cal, they're both 6-6, could be a toss-up game, but I think Cal plus the points should be a field goal game. I just have a bad taste in my mouth. Every time I back Texas Tech, they always wind up fucking me. Give me Cal. The Golden Bears +3. You can even get 3.5s out there right now as well. So get the hook if you want. But anything else in the bowl season? I know we got some games during the week as well, but I'll say them tomorrow or either Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely some action during the week. I'll lean Cal with you as well. Definitely with the hook. If you get the +3.5, people take the Bears.
All right, let's get to it. We'll start Saturday, week 15 in the NFL. We got 3 games today, and then the rest on Sunday. And then, of course, we got some Monday Night Football as well. We will start with the 1 o'clock game. Cincinnati hosting the Vikings. Bengals -3 at home, -162 on the money line, +136 on the buyback for the Vikings. The Vikings have named Nick Mullins the starter. It's unfortunate they made Jaron Hall the 2nd string and Josh Dobbs the 3rd string.
Damn.
I mean, I think that's a stretch if I'm being honest. I know he had that really bad game, but to demote him to 3rd string after going out and trading for him,
I wouldn't even show up.
It's kind of disrespectful.
I wouldn't show up.
Where do you go in here? Jake Browning's actually playing pretty well.
Still, pretty well is an understatement. Give me Cincinnati -3. Jake Browning is just playing, to be honest, at a very high level that, to be honest, is not a major drop off from Joe Burrow, Dale. Could I just be honest? 350 2 weeks ago, another 250 last week, Dale. The kid is slinging it. Cincinnati won 2 straight games. Your favorite 3 words, Cincinnati's in the hunt, Dale. So they're live. And to be honest, with Nick Mullins, I understand, he won the game last week in Oakland, but Dale, that offense, Justin Jefferson most likely not going to be in. He has like a chest injury, rib injury, something like that. I just don't see Minnesota in that offense able to do it in Cincinnati. Hey, maybe it's going to be very cold. Minnesota's a dull team. They need it for the weather and Cincinnati's chances. They need it to be cold, maybe a little rainy. Still, I'm gonna keep rolling with Jake Browning.
You don't trust Nick Mullins?
Still, he don't got Kyle Shanahan behind him. Still, when the last time you saw Nick Mullins?
He won last week.
Still,
he did.
He came in the game in the 4th and made a drive. He did that. Is he gonna do it throughout an entirety of a whole game?
On the road.
Absolutely not. Give me Cincinnati -3.
I got a player prop for you. I'm going to go Tyler Boyd under 15.5 longest receptions. I got to go back to this prop again. We got burned last week.
My man Jake slinging. Anybody watch out.
We got burned last week. He had a 10-yard catch and the guy missed the tackle, and then he had a 7-yard yards after catch. So a 17-yard grab. But Tyler Boyd only saw 3 targets out of 25, with obviously the longest one being the one he caught, but he's gone under this number in 9 of his last 13 games. Vikings, they blitz a ton, which is going to force Browning to probably hit his first read most of the time, which will probably be Jamar Chase. And Boyd with with Joe Burrow at QB, Boyd was the first read only 19% of the time, which was third on the team. Now with Browning as the QB1, the number has gone down from 19% to 15% of the time Tyler Boyd is his first read. So I just think I got to go back to it. Under 15.5 longest reception. Let me get the odds for you right there. That is -109. So good odds there. That's going to be my play. I do lean with you. I do think the Bengals are the right side, though. Let's go to the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kind of a pick 'em right now. Colts -1, short favorites at home, -118 on the money line, -102 for the Steelers, +1 as well. Over under is at 42.5. They've lost 2 in a row now. The Steelers, can they bounce back?
Dill, I sat hard and thought hard about this game.
You better take Mike Tomlin, boy. You better take him.
Colts been winning games. They've been playing well. To be honest, Gardner Minshew been playing at a better level than I expected him to ever since, week 3, week 4 of the season, Dill, to be honest.
Not better than Tommy DeVito, though.
Dill, have some respect. Gardner Minshew has been playing at a high level. Dill, the defense concerns me a little bit. For some reason at home, the defense doesn't really play better. They play their defense better on the road for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. With that being said, Dill, I understand it's Mitchell Trubisky. I understand that. But give me Pittsburgh +105 on the money line. Mike Tomlin ain't about to lose 3 in a row. Mike Tomlin ain't about to be 500. Mike Tomlin ain't about to have a season under 500. He's going to win this game. He's going to win it outright. Even with Mitchell Trubisky, people. That defense is going to show up. TJ Watt will be right back in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. I'm calling you right now. 3 sacks, 1 strip.
I love it. And a tutty. Scoop and score.
See, I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying all that. 3 sacks and a strip.
I love it. I agree. I think the defense bounced back here in a big spot. And for some reason, at home, Colts just play no defense.
Yeah.
I
lean the over as well.
Yeah. I was going to say the over has been cashing for Colts games. So if you do want to side, I do lean over. I think both teams can contribute here. But another player prop. FYI, I got all player props today. So give me Najee Harris over 13.5 rush attempts. He's gone over this number in 8 of his 11 games. But I think most importantly, he's gone over this number in 2 of the 3 games since Matt Canada was fired. So his snap and carry shares have maintained kind of the same compared to Warren, where they've kind of dropped surprisingly. So, Najee Harris still gets most of the early down work. Colts, they're a great opponent for this prop, in my opinion, because they play fast. They allow the most offensive plays per game. They rank 26th in DVOA versus the run. They allow 26 running back attempts per game. That's the second most in the NFL. They could run on this team. I think the Steelers bounce back defensively, and they keep them in the game. I agree. I would take the Steelers as well on the money line. But I like Najee Harris over 13.5 rush attempts, and that is at -125. A little chalky, but like they say, the juice is worth the squeeze. Let's go to Saturday night action, prime time in the Motor City. Detroit Lions hosting the Denver Broncos. Lions laying 4.5 at home, -218 on the money line, +180 for Denver. See if they could bounce back here. Over under is at 48. You laying it here with the I gotta say something real quick. Teddy, I just want to give my shout out. Teddy Two Gloves announced this morning he is retiring after this season. Legend. I know. Hey, he's a winning quarterback. 33-32 record as a starter. He announced this morning against the Detroit Times or whatever the media outlet over there is. But he signed a 1-year deal. According to him, he basically let the organization know he was there to back up Jared Goff. God forbid anything happened, but he signed a 1-year deal. That was always his intention. He's going to go coach high school football and his son after this season. So he's a legend. That's all I wanted to say. Teddy Two Gloves is a legend.
Shout out Teddy Two Gloves. Remember, he came in for the Saints, held it down. He came in for the Broncos, 2 years ago, held it. The Jets, so the Vikings. So, shout out Teddy Two Gloves, man. He's a legend. He just had a couple bad injuries to start his career, but besides that, he was always
He's a
solid.
winner. 33-32. He's a
Not
winner.
not too many quarterbacks to say they're a winner
No,
in the
no.
National Football League. He is. So shout out Teddy Two Gloves. Hope you have a great retirement and a successful coaching career. Hopefully you're back
Hell
in the
yeah.
NFL coaching in about 10 years or so.
I love it.
Dale, let's get right back to the game, back to business. Ew, 9 p.m. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought it was a 9 p.m. start for a second.
Nah,
I saw something
8:15.
else. I saw another Denver game. Dale, for this game, people, I understand Lions this, Lions that. Just look at the last 4 to 5 weeks, people, and sit down, look at the scores, look at the stats, look at the play, look at the film, and tell me who's the better team. Tell me who should be favored from the last 5 weeks. Still, it's the wrong side. Give me the Broncos plus 4.5 on the road.
Wow.
From the whole season standpoint, people's body of work, Detroit does deserve to be the favorite. But what have you done for me lately? Broncos, winner 6 out of 7. Lions, losers, what? Lost 3 out of the last 4, 2 out of the last 4. Still, I love Jared Goff, especially the first 8 weeks of the season. But these last 4 to 5 weeks, still, he's kind of regressing back to that LA Rams. Jared Goff, the offense starting a little bit. The running game is not as dominant once it was at the beginning of the season. The defense been a little lackluster. Still, Denver's defense, last 5-6 weeks, top 10 defense. Denver offense, say what you want to say, but Russ hasn't been turning the ball over, and he has been averaging around 20 points a game, Bill. I think that's the number. Give me Denver Broncos plus 4.5 on the road, Bill. I think they keep it close. Might be a low-scoring game, but I think the Broncos pull it out. I'm going to say 24-21. They went outright.
Yeah, you mentioned Broncos. They've won 6 of their last 7, but Lions 3-0 this season in prime time. This game I thought is the best game for today. I actually like the Steelers and Colts game too in the middle of the day, but this one was very tough. Like I said, I have all player props. I couldn't come down on a side. I do actually lean the Lions. I think they bounce back here. They need this game. They need it.
They don't need it. They don't need it. They still win the division. They lose today.
Dan Campbell has come out and said like they're not playing good. It's mostly on him. He has to get the boys going. So I expect a very focused and alert Detroit Lions team today. I lean them, but officially I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs on the Lions over 14.5 longest rush. Denver, not the best against the run, and 16 of 19 opposing running backs have recorded at least 8 rush attempts have hit this number versus Denver. So they're not that good. They have a great secondary, not the best against the run. I think the way Jahmyr Gibbs has been coming on these past few weeks or last month is really the workload has increased, and they've kind of trusted him more as Montgomery has kind of decreased and regressed a little bit. So Gibbs, he's gone over this number in 9 of 11 games, including his last 7 games. So we've seen he has a burst of speed. Once he breaks that first tackle, I think he could come off. So over 14.5 longest rush, I like that as well. And let me tell you the odds for that. That is at minus 105. So much better odds there. Let's go to Sunday. That's all for Saturday. Let's go to Sunday slate, and we will start in Foxborough. The New England Patriots are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs laying 8 on the road, minus 440 on the money line. New England plus 340. Over under is at 37.5. Kansas City after that awful loss. I don't want to play them right now. I think the Patriots might be in for a rude awakening here at home, kid. What do you got?
Dell, to be honest, I'm a Patriots fan. For the listeners listening out there, I am a real life Patriots fan. It's been a struggle.
Now you know
this
how
season.
I feel.
Nah, Dell, I still don't know how you feel. I
just for 1 year. Just for 1 year.
I witnessed things still, but not the here or there. But it's been a rough year, people. To be honest. We had a great win last week in Pittsburgh. Dill, the right side, I'm not going to do it, but the right side is Kansas City. I'm gonna lean the minus 8.5 just for the listeners out there. I think it's the right side. Kansas City lost 2 straight games. We won the game. I think Kansas City's going to come out here and make a statement. At the end of the day, they lost 2 bad losses. by people could say, oh, calls or non-calls or whatever deal. But I think Kansas City's gonna go out there and they're having an offensive, maybe not an offensive explosion, but just Patrick Mahomes gonna do Patrick Mahomes things. Travis Kelce's gonna do Travis Kelce things. So the defense has been solid all season. Our offense has been shit all season, Dill. So what do you expect? Steve Spagnuolo is a great DC. Bill Belichick still doing a great job on the defensive side, Dill. But offensively, are we going to duplicate what we did last week? I highly doubt it. I just highly doubt it, Dill. Shout out Bailey Zappi. Great win last week, Dill.
Great win.
But to do it back-to-back against Kansas City, who just lost back-to-back games, it's not a recipe for success. So I'm going to lean Kansas City minus 8.5 just for the listeners out there.
Yeah, tough time to play the Kansas City when they are mad. I don't think you want to play them. I was looking at Zeke Elliott over 19.5 receiving yards. 40-plus receiving yards in both games without Ramondre Stevenson. 7 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown last week against the Steelers. And Bailey Zappi, yeah. I know he played well, but he continues to hit those checkdowns. And against the Chiefs defense that's going to be playing hard, I expect, Bailey Zappi to keep on dumping it off to Zeke. So that's my lean. I don't know if officially I'll get there, but I was leaning Zeke over 19.5 receiving yards. I think the number's a little low. But yeah, that's all I got for the game. Let's go down by the Bayou. Danny DeVito, baby, and the Giants. Winners of 3. I know. I almost did, but I didn't. Let's go down to the Bayou. Saints hosting the Giants. Saints laying 5.5 at home, minus 245 on the money line, plus 200 for Tommy DeVito and the Giants. Over under is at 39. Giants winners of 3 in a row. Can Tommy keep up the success?
Dill, it's a tough place to play in, Dill. Let's just start there. Tommy DeVito, what he's been doing. I just want to give him his credit now. He's been playing lights out, Dill. He's been putting his team in position to win. Winners of 3 straight. It's just to go to New Orleans and sneak out a victory, Dill. I think this is going to be his toughest task yet. Does he have a shot? Do I give the Giants a shot? Yeah, the defense was playing pretty good as of late. Saquon, he's been running the ball pretty good. The offensive weapons on the outside, been making little splash plays here and there. And then Tommy DeVito, Dill. If he just doesn't turn the ball over, he can hurt you with his legs, a little bit with his arm. I think they'll be in position to cover for sure. I think I lean the plus 5.5, but walk out with a victory, Dill. I think that's going to be a tough task for this team. I do give them a shot, but I understand Derek Carr's on the other side, Dill. But you can't lie. As of late, the Saints offense has been a little more awake. Alvin Kamara has been getting a little more touches. Chris Olave has been catching the ball great as of late. The rookie Rashid has been doing his thing. He is questionable, Dill, but I think he's going to be a go. I just think the Saints take care of business at home, and Dill, they're live for the division, so I think they got a little more to fight for. I do like the Giants plus 5.5, but I'm not going to take it official. I think it's a close game.
Yeah, I agree. I think the way the defense for the Giants have been playing, I agree. I think the Caesars Dome is a very tough place to play. We'll see how the rookie goes on the road and handles a hostile environment for a team that's fighting for a division. Like they have a lot to play for as well, just like the Giants. So I wish the line opened up +6. I wish I got the +6 with the Giants. Then I probably would have taken them because I do think the defense can keep them in the games. I think Tommy DeVito can make a couple runs. I think he can make a couple throws and keep them in this game. I was thinking also Taysom Hill, anytime touchdown. I saw it at +240. I mean, that just based on pure value, there's no way Taysom Hill should be +240 for an anytime touchdown. Like when they get down at the goal line, how many times did we see Dennis Allen just do a quarterback sneak with a quarterback run with Taysom Hill? And countless times.
And not for nothing, he's gonna get some action out there. He's gonna line up at the tight end. He's gonna line up off the backfield. He's gonna get a couple, wildcat formations at the quarterback position. So he's gonna be on the field. I'm gonna say he gets at least solid, 10 to 20 snaps.
Taysom Hill, 2 touchdowns plus 2,100.
See, 2 touchdowns is OD.
But that's crazy value. Like
no, I understand.
2,100 is insane.
Like I'd rather take Saquon plus 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
don't
at the
know.
goal line, who's gonna get the ball? Him or Tommy DeVito?
Yeah, exactly.
It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You still got Kamara. You still got Taysom Hill. You can still throw it as well. So you got options. With the Giants, Saquon or nothing. You know.
Let's go out to Miami. The Dolphins hosting the New York Jets. Dolphins laying 9 at home, minus 470 on the money line, plus 360 for Zach Wilson in this newly offense. Over under is at 36.5. Hopefully Tyreek Hill doesn't play. He is questionable with that ankle injury he suffered on Monday night, but he is a game time decision. Yeah, so I'll start with you, Eek. What do you got here? Can the Jets keep this one close?
Real quick though, if Tyreek Hill is not in the lineup tomorrow, or just very limited
Jets
in
are live.
stats, the Jets are live.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, people, I just want to make it clear: if Tyreek Hill is not a go tomorrow, take the plus points. I highly doubt will stay at 9. I'm gonna guess it drops.
It won't stay.
I'm gonna guess it drops to 7.5 if Tyreek Hill is ruled out.
So you think Tyreek's worth 2 points? I was gonna say 3, but 2-3. I think he's worth at least 2-3 points.
At home, I say 2. On the road, 3.
Okay.
You know, they're at home, so I still think they have the advantage still. Maybe if they're at MetLife, maybe they drop to like a -5, -6.
Yeah.
But at home, I see them drop a point or 2. You know, realistically, I think the Jets are life if Tyreek is limited or is ruled out. But my official play of the game, give me the leading touchdown scorer in the NFL. Give me Raheem Mostert anytime touchdown at plus 105. He went to the end zone twice last week in a pesky Tennessee game. I think he bounced back there at home again. I think he gets in the end zone. Though you talking about 2 touchdowns, he might be worth a sprinkle at anytime 2 touchdowns as well. So give me Raheem Mostert anytime touchdown at plus 105. He will get in against that Jets defense at least once.
Yeah, so I didn't touch the game. I agree with you. I think if Tyreek can't go, we saw how that offense kind of staggered against a Tennessee team. And I would argue.
Real quick, we just saw Zach Wilson play his best game of his career in the rain. If it's raining in Miami, watch out.
Yeah, watch out. I'm telling you. And he came out and said the weather reminded him of playing at BYU. So hopefully it does rain. Let me check the forecast. Is it
you need, as a Jets fan, you want it to rain. That kid threw for 300.
Yeah.
I never see him throw for 300 in the sunshine.
So at the Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow, 75, cloudy, windy, up to 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, but you need water.
I need rain.
You need water, my boy.
But no, I agree. I think like I was saying, we saw how this offense kind of staggered last week on Monday night on a short week without Tyreek Hill. And obviously when he comes, it's just an automatic boost. So we'll see. I think the Jets are alive if Tyreek Hill can't play. I'm hoping he can't play. I'm trying to be the destroyer of dreams, if I'm being honest. But I want the Jets to win. Zach Wilson, he looked good. Hopefully it can.
He looked great. You look great, though. You look good.
We'll see. I hope it can continue. And I just fucking hate the Dolphins. So I really hope we win this game. So no official play. I do lean under, especially if Tyreek Hill doesn't play. I think the game goes under as well. Let's go to Tennessee. We're speaking of Tennessee. Let's talk about Titans. Titans hosting the Houston Texans. Probably no CJ Stroud. He didn't practice all week, which is a pretty clear indicator. If you don't practice Wednesday or Thursday and you're off the injury report, you'll play. But if you're still there, you're probably doubtful. I don't think he'll play. Davis Mills will probably go. Tennessee laying 3.5 at home, minus 180 for them on the money line, plus 150 for the Houston Texans. Will Levis trying to make it 2 in a row. What do you like here, kid?
Dale, to be honest, if David Mills is starting quarterback, I understand. Tennessee's the right side in this situation. I understand Texans defense is, been playing pretty well. The running game, a little lackluster, to be honest. You got Tank Dell going down. Noah Brown is questionable. So who's going to be the weapons for David Mills as well, Dill? So those are all question marks. If CJ's doubtful. I have him in my fantasy. He's doubtful. He's projected 0, people. So I'm going to say CJ's a no-go. If CJ was in the lineup, I'd take the +3 with Houston. Probably wouldn't even be +3 if he was starting, Dill. But my official play in this game, this guy's been a beast as the past 3-4 weeks. I think he has 4 or 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Still, Give me Derrick Henry anytime touchdown at minus 140. A little chalky, but there's a reason why, Dale. Tennessee is going to give him the ball on the goal line. Spears have been getting a little more touches, but we know who the goal line back is. I have a feeling Derek Mills is going to give Tennessee great field position all day, and that's just going to lead to short drives, easy touchdowns. So give me Derrick Henry minus 140 anytime touchdown. And to be honest, though, if David Mills is starting quarterback, you might see the minus 3.5 on my action tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going with Derrick Henry as well. Over 16.5 rush attempts. Henry has gone over this number in 5 of Levis's 7 starts. And in that span, Tennessee is 8th in rush yards percentage in neutral game script. So I just think this is a good spot for Derrick Henry and Tennessee to run the ball, especially with Stroud out of the game. I expect shorter possessions from them and more plays for Tennessee. And they want to use their big weapon. Like I said last week when I took him anytime touchdown and it was plus money. Now Elvis is getting it. It's minus 140. So we know how successful Tennessee is when they get the big man involved. When he's scoring, this team is successful. Forget the record. When Derrick Henry is going, and historically, he's killed Houston. So I like the anytime touchdown, and I like over 16.5 rush attempts. I think he runs for like 20, 25 attempts. So I think they pound the rock. I was also looking at D-Hop, his receiving yards over 57.5. You know, he's gone over this in 5 of his last 7 games, including 2 straight. Houston's 6th most yards given up on deep balls. I don't know. Diop's kind of been coming on, and I felt like 57.5 was kind of short. I didn't get there yet. That was just another play I was looking at. But look at D-Hop. I think he'll have another big game, and I think him and Will Levis are actually getting a nice connection going these past few games. So Derrick Henry over 16.5 rush attempts. Let's go to the next game. We will go out to Carolina. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but I was listening to New York radio yesterday. Cheapest tickets up in the bleachers, like all the way up there. Carolina against the Falcons, 40 cents. 40 cents per ticket. It was like a couple dollars to get 50-yard line all the way down was like $120, $130. So hey, if you're down there at the Charlotte area and you want to go see not the 2 best teams, but you want to see a cheap football game, you might as well.
Yo, not for 9. If you're in the Carolina area and you listen to the Dream Wager, you're a subscriber, I'll buy your ticket. DM
40
me.
cents, bro.
40 cents, I'll buy your ticket. I'll buy you a couple tickets, bro. Not the 40-cent ticket either. If you're a subscriber, you show me proof that you are an active listener.
It's the holidays.
I'll buy you and a couple friends a couple tickets.
Hit them up.
Happy holidays. Hit me up.
Falcons laying 3 on the road. Minus 155 on the money line. Carolina plus 3, plus 130 on the money line. They've lost 6 in a row. Can anything change here, kid?
Still. To be honest, I ended up staying away from it. I do think Atlanta's the right side, but I'm going to lay the 3. Absolutely not. You know, I think Carolina are live. I know you're not going to agree with me because I know you're
I'm done with them.
Oh, you are?
No, I'm done with Carolina. Remember I told you I took them the other day?
Still, I think Carolina is live in this situation on the money line. I just feel this is the perfect letdown spot for Arthur Smith and the boys. If there's any game that Desmond Ridder is going to look terrible in again, it's going to be a matchup that is most likely he's going to win. And it's this one in Carolina. Probably be a little rainy. Bryce Young, he's due for a big game. He's due for one deal. To be honest, you know, new coaching staff, I think they get one more win before the season. I think this one's it. I'm going to lean Carolina plus 134 on the money line deal. You heard it here first.
Yeah, it's going to be a rainy day in Charlotte. About 47 degrees, 12-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's going to be raining. I actually have a player prop here. Give me Chuba Hubbard over 16.5 rush attempts. Chuba Hubbard has had 20-plus attempts in the past 2 weeks since Frank Wright and other coaches were fired a few weeks ago. He's easily been the Panthers' best offensive player, and now he's going up against a soft matchup against a run defense that I like the Falcons, but they haven't looked great as of late. They let up a ton of volume. Opponents have run the ball 25 plus times versus the Falcons in the last 6 games. Weather looks pretty shitty, like I just said, so should keep the game close. I think we're going to see a lot of rush attempts. So Chuba Hubbard over 16.5 rush attempts.
I love that, though. I got him starting in my fantasy team because Josh Jacobs was hurt, so I need that.
Let's go. Let's go out to Cleveland. The Brownies are hosting the Chicago Bears. Joe Flacco and the Browns laying 3 at home, minus 162 on the money line, plus 136 for the Bears. Over under is at 37.5. Bears 2 in a row now. Can they make it 3?
I don't think so, Dill. I'm not going to lay the 3 with Cleveland, Dill. I do think it's the right side, but I think this is a perfect tease opportunity. So I ended up teasing the Cleveland Browns up to +3. Dill, Joe Flacco, he's ended up doing it with this offense these last few weeks. Flat out outstanding. Give credit to the coaching staff. The defense was playing at a high level all year. And to be honest, though, Chicago's won 2 straight. They're due for a loss at the end of the day. And to be honest, the front office of Chicago, do they really want to keep winning these games still? Let's just be honest. So I think Browns, they're the right side here. I'll lean the -3, but I ended up playing it safe, teased them up to +3. Joe Flacco in that defense. He's been playing at a high level, Dill. Amari Cooper is healthy. Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. They've been all right. Honestly, it ain't Nick Chubb's production, but they've been doing all right. David Njoku's been catching the hell out the ball. Ever since Joe Flacco came, David Njoku's been a top 5 tight end.
Yeah. I actually think the Bears are actually the right side. If I'm being honest, I'd probably take the +3.5. I know you said they really don't have much to play for, but I mean, they win, Giants lose, Falcons lose, they're right there. They're still in the hunt. Like, we're gonna use on the hunt from on the bubble now, or in the hunt to on the bubble, but they're right in the thick of things. A couple teams lose, they're right there. Packers winded up losing as well, so I don't know. I think Justin Fields, the way he's been playing these past few games, has just been different. They've won 2 in a row. You see how this offense can produce when Justin Fields is healthy. It's unfortunate because I do think no matter if they continue to win, I do think they're still going to draft Caleb Williams with the number 1 pick because of Carolina. So I don't know. I think this is a prove it for Justin Fields. I think he needs to go out there and win a few games to end the season to show the organization, hey, I am the guy moving forward. Don't draft a quarterback. Give me another offensive tackle. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, give me some weapons, and we could be really good. The defense. And by the way, everyone who talked about the Montez Sweat deal saying it was bad, he's been a wrecking machine on that defense. Last few games, he's been their best player. So for everyone saying the deal was awful, you clearly haven't been watching the games. But I don't know. I know this is a tough place to play. Cleveland, Joe Flacco's been looking good. Kevin Stefanski's play calling's been really good. I just think, like you were talking with the Falcons, letdown spot. I think this could be a letdown spot for the Browns. So I lean that. Nothing official though, but I do lean the Bears +3. Let's go out to Green Bay. Talking about the Packers. Green Bay hosting the Buccaneers. Packers laying 3.5 at home, -180 on the money line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs +150. Over under is at 42.5. Tough loss at the Meadowlands on Monday night for the Packers. Coming back home now. This is a must-win for them.
Dill, just another one I ended up teasing, Dill. I ended up teasing Green Bay up. I do think they're the right side, but, Tampa has been pesky all year. They're at home. I do like Green Bay, Dill, but to lay the -3.5 might be a field goal game. So I ended up playing it safe, teasing them up to +2.5. In that 2-way 6-point teaser. So give me Cleveland Browns +3 and give me the Green Bay Packers +2.5. Don't get me wrong. I think they're the right side, Dill. But, they had that tough loss against the Giants. I highly doubt he has two turnovers again. He hasn't really been turning the ball over in those wins. It's just in the losses. So if you want Green Bay to win this game, Jordan Love can't turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an ugly game. I want nothing to do with it, to be honest. And Tampa Bay, they're actually pretty good on the road, 6-1 ATS on the road. So They cover games on the road. It's going to be a cold day in Lambeau Field. A.J. Dillon is still out. Aaron Jones is questionable. Chris Godwin, he's questionable as well. So there's a lot of question marks on both sides of the ball, which I just want no parts in it. I do think Green Bay does get the win, but I don't know if I'd lay the 3. I think Tampa Bay could keep it close. So nothing there for me. Let's go to the 4 o'clock slate. Arizona Cardinals hosting the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers laying in double digits, -12 on the road, -750 on the money line. Arizona +12, +525 on the money line. Arizona, they coming off a nice win last week. Can they make it 2 and upset the best team?
Still, I end up staying away from this one. If anything, like last week, though, I leaned to +13, 13.5 with Seattle. With even Drew Lock, they ended up covering, Dill. At home, I give Arizona a shot to cover the +12, Dill. I still, don't get me wrong, they're going to lose this game. But can they lose the game by 10? They could lose the game 27-17. So I'll give them a shot, Dill. At the end, they're still a divisional rival. Kyler Murray can be dangerous. He can be dangerous still. And at the end of the day, the 49ers are playing such at a high level. I think my man Brock Purdy's due for an interception or just like a sluggish game. I still think they'll win, Dill, but, to lay -12 on the road, I ain't going to do it. I do think they're the right side, but I ain't laying the -12.
I almost got there. I think I'm going to get there eventually.
Yeah?
Give me Deebo Samuel over 58.5 receiving yards. He's gone over this in 4 straight ever since the bye. He's just been a masterclass. Brock Purdy's been finding him, and those little pitches or little slant routes, the yards after catch Deebo Samuel has made over 58.5 receiving. I even see 57s out there. So 57.5. Yeah, I'll make official play over 57.5 receiving yards, -115 for Deebo Samuel. Think it's a good opportunity against a really bad team. The number is just too short. My worry is a blowout, because that's when props go to shit, is when blowouts happen. They kind of bench the guys. So hopefully Arizona can keep this one close, kind of like how Drew Lock did last week. Let's go out to LA. The Rams are hosting the Redskins. Rams laying 6.5 at home, -310 on the money line, +250 for Sam Howell and the Redskins. Over under is at a high 50.5. What do you like for this one, kid? Redskins, they've lost 4 in a row now. They got the 4th overall pick right now.
Dill, we saw this Washington team, especially secondary. We one of the worst secondaries in all of football. This defense, horrendous. Sam Howell's shockingly been pretty good, Dill. I like Washington moving forward in the future just because of Sam Howell. The defense has to clean it up, Dill. But these last 3 weeks since Matthew Stafford's return, he's been on fire. Dill, he's been having great games, each game, multiple touchdowns. Dill, give me Cooper Kupp over 77.5 receiving yards. His number, he went over this number last week, over 100. I guess this secondary, Dill, I think he goes over 100 again. I think the number is too short. And I'm going to lean. I think it's at 273.5. I'm going to lean Matthew Stafford over passing as well, Dill. I think if he goes over 300, going to be against his defense at home. He's been on fire as of late. And Dill, the Rams are in the hunt, so they're live. It's a must-win game. And I like Cooper Kupp over 77.5.
I'll stay with Cooper Kupp. Give me a Cooper Kupp over 5.5 receptions. I love this matchup here. We've talked about number 1 receivers against this secondary. Washington is dead last in DVOA versus wide receiver ones. Cooper Kupp and Stafford, they were on form last week after, past couple of weeks, each guy was kind of banged up. So the numbers really weren't there. But last week, they were on sync. Skins, they're good against the run, but they play very fast. Stafford should have at least 34 to 36 pass attempts. I think Coop gets around 7-8 catches, maybe 10 targets, 11 targets. So over 5.5 receptions. A little chalky at -130, but I like the number. I think it's very low. So give me Cooper Kupp. Just another way to skin the cat, over 5.5 receptions. Let's go to the last 4 o'clock game up in Orchard Park. Buffalo Bills hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Game of the week, I think. Buffalo Bills laying 2.5 at home, -135 on the money line. Cowboys +114. Over under is at 49.5. Now, are you surprised that the Cowboys are catching points? Winners of 5 in a row now.
Till at the end there, we saw Buffalo, beat Kansas City in Kansas City. Questionable call, but was the right call, Dill. At the end of that, to me, that was an impressive win. Now you asking an in-dome team, even though it's one of the hottest teams in the NFL, in the Dallas Cowboys. But Dill, you're asking the Dallas Cowboys to take that show on the road to Orchard Park. Buffalo is this game means more to them
Yeah.
than the Cowboys. They're fighting for a playoff spot. Honestly, the Cowboys, they're fighting for that number 1 seed, but they could drop this game and still be at the 5th seed, chilling, solidified. So, Dill, I think the Vegas got the right number, Dill. I think it's definitely -2 is the right side. To be honest, with Buffalo, Dill, I'm gonna just go straight to the pick. I think they showed a lot last week. We heard the comments of like Josh McDermott. I'm not even going to bring it up, but he had these comments, and I think the team rallied around that. Josh Allen had a game. Stephon Diggs had a good game. Von Miller's popping off the screen. And like we said with Dallas, still, they're the hottest team in the NFL. They're due to regress a little bit. This team is 3-3 on the road this season. They're averaging 24 points a game on the road. I think it's going to be hard to do that even in Orchard Park, Dill. So I'm going to take the Bills -2 at home. I think they're the right side here. And I just feel like they're playing more. And I think it's just a tough task for Dallas to go up there and do what they've been doing these last 5 weeks.
Yeah, I agree. I think Vegas has it right. I do think Buffalo should be the favorite at home. Yeah, the comments about the 9/11 shit was crazy. Yeah, laying the 2, don't mind. They did open up -1.5. I do like that. Brandon Cook's the only questionable player for the Cowboys. Kind of like the over too, over 50.5. I think we see a lot of points. I was thinking about take Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown +225. Another one, just like off pure value. Jake Ferguson's been he's been emerging in this offense lately. So especially if Brandon Cooks isn't able to go, maybe Jake Ferguson could get in the end zone as well. So I was thinking that, but no, I agree with you. I do think Buffalo is the right side. I think this is the time they go on this run right now at home. I think this is this is a letdown spot for the Cowboys after that huge win against the Eagles. Now going on the road, I just think this might be a bad spot for them. So I agree. I think Buffalo is the right side. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. Down in Jacksonville, Jaguars hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens laying 3.5 on the road, -185 on the money line, +154 on the buyback for the Jaguars. Over under is at 42. How do you like this one?
Dill, this is a tough matchup. I think it's definitely the marquee matchup of the week. A lot of it is a Sunday night game. Dill, my heart tells me Ravens are going to fall. I think Jacksonville +3.5, +154 in the money line. Dill, I think they're due. They're due for a big win. They haven't really had an impressive win all season. Yeah, they won a ton of games, but Dill, against these big dogs, they end up losing. So I feel like against the Ravens, they're live at home. I'm going to lean +3.5, Dill. I know it probably sounds crazy, but I think Jacksonville sneaks out with a victory here. I think they're the dog of the day. At the end, the Ravens, I think they snuck out a victory last week. I still like the Ravens moving forward, though. I just feel like this is a tough matchup night game in Jacksonville. I think they just slip up here. Not going to hurt them moving forward. I just feel like Jacksonville is the right side. I could be wrong, Dill, but my official play in this game is a player prop. Give me the tight end, Isaiah Likely, over 32.5 receiving yards at -120.
I like that.
At the end of the day, he's gonna get some balls over the middle, even on like tight end screens or whatever. Zay Flowers been doing well. Odell Beckham has been playing at a high level as well. He's just 1 touchdown away from going over on the season. Need that, but I think Isaiah Likely is the right side. I think he's gonna get at least 5 to 8 balls. I think he goes anywhere from like 40 to 60 yards. Honestly.
I agree on the Isaiah Likely prop. I even like Odell over 36.5 receiving yards as well. I think the last 2-3 weeks, ever since Mark Andrews has gone down, a lot of other players have stepped up into big roles. So I do like that. I took the under. I took it when it opened at 43.5. It's down to 42. I think we see a low nip and tuck game. I think the defense is going to, I think John Harbaugh is gonna challenge them after Matthew Stafford torched them up on a game, which I agree they should have lost last week, but they snuck out a win in overtime. I think this defense comes back and plays really tough. Kyle Hamilton is week to week, nothing tore, thankfully. The safety, the young kid out of Notre Dame. So I think the defense is going to have a nice bounce back game for the Ravens. And I just don't trust the Jaguars, if I'm being honest. They don't play good at home. They play better on the road, surprisingly. So I don't agree with that, but I do think it should be a close game. I'm going to take the under 43.5. I even like 42. As long as it stays under 40, 41.5, I think we see a low scoring game. So that is going to do it. Elvis, good luck week 15. Thank you so much. Yeah, it should be a really good weekend. Let's transition to the hardwood. Before we do that, the Pistons lost last night. That is their 22nd loss in a row. The record is 26. They're going to beat it, right? Like, they're that bad.
Still,
we don't wish that, but it's trending towards that.
They have a shot. So you get to 17, you got a shot there. We saw the Spurs win last night, so maybe 17 is the magic number. But still, they have a shot. They have a shot.
Nah, this team is just bad, bro. Like what was the score last night against the Philly? They lost by 30 to Philly last night. So, I mean, it was a pathetic performance. I think they wind up breaking the record. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about before the game, how about my boy Jalen fucking Brunson? 50 fucking points. Only player in NBA history, 9 for 9 on 3, shooting over 70% from the field. Only other player to have 50 points and shoot over 70% from the floor, Michael Jordan. Great company. So, I mean, we took it to them. They thought they were the better team. We came in their house and we took their lunch, and they couldn't do anything about it. Bradley Beal's a bum. Devin Booker, bum. Kevin Durant, he's not a bum, but they're just bad team, man. They traded all away those players for their big three to only play 2 games together. I mean, what a disaster this fucking Phoenix Suns team is.
Still, I'm not gonna say they're a disaster, but
they're bums.
No, they're not bums still, but it's just been a rough, 25 start, 25 game start, so it is what it is. I think they'll turn it around eventually, but
really?
Yeah, they'll.
He just rolled his ankle last night again. He's gonna be. He played what, 1 or 2 games, and he had a sore back, now an ankle and a back. He might not play till the summer. Like, this guy, he's just frail. Like, what's going on with him?
It might not work. Dill. But all I'm saying is that those 3 are healthy. Come April, watch out.
I love it. But we got a few games today on the Saturday slate. We got a bunch of games, actually. Any games you're looking to attack? Any games, Minnesota 18-5. I think they're 17-2 in I think the last month and a half. They've been on a roll, kid. What do you like here?
Oh, in that game, Dill, give me the Pacers +9. I think the numbers 9 is too high. I understand if it was like -4, -5, I understand. But 9 points, you telling me you're gonna beat this team by 10 points? Minnesota, you're good. I just don't think you're great yet. So Pacers are a good team. I think it's gonna be a great matchup. But to lose by 10 points, I don't see it, people. Give me Pacers +9. Another matchup I like, Atlanta. Just played last night in Toronto. Now they're going into Cleveland. Cleveland -2.5 at home. Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers -2.5. I just feel like Atlanta dominated Toronto last night. They're going to be tired off of back-to-back. I think Cleveland's the right side, Dill. Another matchup, 8:30. My Brooklyn Nets taking on the Golden State Warriors, Dill.
+3.5.
No Draymond. A lot of media noise. Steph Curry's a little frustrated with the team. I understand there was a Klay Thompson sighting the other night, but give me the Brooklyn Nets plus 3.5. Though we took care of business in Phoenix. At the end of the day, I think defensively we're a little better as a team right now. We just got to score the points with them, so we can hold Curry in check, not let him go off for 30 plus. I think we're live, but give me the plus 3.5 on the road. Still, another great matchup tonight. I'm gonna watch it before the pay-per-view. OKC taking on the Denver Nuggets. Denver at home, laying 4.5. Give me OKC Thunder plus 4.5 on the road. These young Bulls are playing great. I understand Denver Nuggets, but for some reason, Jokic hasn't really been playing. I'm gonna just say
He balled out though the last game.
Yeah, but prior to that, though, he's been a little struggling a little bit. I don't know what it is. I just feel like he's just waiting for playoff time, honestly. But give me OKC plus 4.5 on the road, and then my last play of the night, Dallas Mavericks taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers plus 5 on at home. Give me the Dallas Mavericks minus 5. We saw this team the other day beat the Lakers without no Kyrie. Exum had a ton of threes. I don't think he'll do that again on the road. But Luka Doncic and company take care of business. Give me Dallas minus 5.
Yeah, going back to that, I do think Brooklyn is the right side plus 3.5. I think they win outright. I like that play as well. And then going back to that OKC and Denver game, I'm going to take Joker over 12.5 rebounds. He's tied for the league in rebounds per game at 12.5. And last time he went up against OKC and Chet Holmgren, he had 14 boards on 23 chances. So I think that the Thunder, they allow a lot of chances for rebounds, especially when Chet Holmgren is out. Look at the last couple guys. Sabonis had 14.5. Rudy Gobert had 16. Anthony Davis had 14 rebounds. So a lot of centers get a lot of rebounds. Over 12.5 is at minus 130. He's gone over this line in rebounds in 60% of the games this season. I think this is an up-paced type of game, so I like that. Over 12.5 rebounds for the Joker. I got 2 plays for Christmas already locked in, kid. 2 plays for the NBA. Give me the over, 224.5 for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Knicks. And I laid the 5 with Denver against Golden State. I think that number went way up after Draymond. Yeah, it's at 4.5 now. It's at 4.5. Wow.
Panicking.
Yeah, now it went the other way. Fuck. But it's all good, man. It's all good. I still lay the 4.5. But yeah, I got my Christmas plays in already. But anything else before we get up out of here, kid?
Dale, let's just have a great Sunday. I know last week both of us, one of our worst weeks of the season. So I just want to have a good week. Great Saturday. Love Saturday football, by the way. And Dale, let's just have a great week 15, people.
Let's go. Elvis, thank you so much. That's going to do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll recap the games. We'll give out our best bets for Monday Night Football. So make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at the Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, give us a review. We go live every Sunday, Saturday, and Wednesday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great day, a great weekend. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we will see you guys down the road. Peace.